Isaac, the chosen son, who was the son of Abraham, had twins. And so he loved one more than the other. And so the mother loved the one that he didn't love. It just happened that way. But if the son is supposed to be promised, what did Isaac see in Esau that he didn't see in Jacob? They're twins. So it wasn't that one was prettier than the other. When they got older, one had red hair and the other one didn't. And he was furrier, he was a hunter. And the other one was more of a mama's boy. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. He was a mama's boy. I like it, you love it. He had nice skin. Obviously, he in the house. Esau probably had nice skin too, up underneath that hair. If he had shaved, like Jacob probably shaved. Jacob probably used skin tint shave lotion. I don't know. Use some lotion. Get some lotion. Get some lotion for your kneecaps, Esau's. Get some dude, put some lotion on your kneecaps. Your mother will like you better. Your father will like you. Your sisters. Maybe. Isaac, the promised son, developed blindness. And the funny thing is, we read the scripture about him developing blindness. We're going back to the well. We read the scripture about him developing blindness, thinking that he developed blindness and it affects him seeing who to give the birthright to. I don't think that's true. I think he developed blindness, right? Because he didn't see who the birthright belonged to. Because. Not it affects, right? Him giving the birthright to Jacob was not, I don't feel, was not an effect of his blindness. But his blindness caused him to miss out on who was supposed to get it. Jacob had enough common sense when he came up some size to put one hand on Ephraim and the other one on Manasseh, right? Remember Joseph's sons? And when Joseph switched them, he switched hands. He crossed his hands over the other, right? But Isaac didn't have that much sense. So because God saw, for me, I see that God probably saw this man is going to give the birthright to the one that he wants to have the birthright. Yes, he's the oldest, but they're twins. This man's going to give the birthright to the one he wants to have the birthright because he likes him better. So if I blind him, because if Isaac wasn't blind, the issue with the birthright would have never happened. It would have went to Esau. He would have known, give it to Esau. Esau's there. Esau's got the hair. He's there with the hair. Give it to that one. Red hair. Esau, red hair. That's what it means. He was blinded by his own sight. He was blinded because the only one that he saw was Esau. He didn't spend any time with Jacob. You hear them do the scripture about him talking to Esau, but not to Jacob. And then when the tears come forth about the birthright, Isaac cries with Esau. Jacob is on the run now. You don't hear Isaac talking to Jacob at all. The one thing that I had to take note of was that the birthright was not promised. Everybody says, but the birthright was going to go to Jacob anyway. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that at all. The story of Jacob is a cautionary tale. Because, listen, if you don't take caution, take precautions, check your prep positions, don't position yourself nowhere where God has not asked you to put yourself. You will end up here. If you read back and go back a little bit further in Genesis where Rebecca's pregnant. Now Rebecca is Laban's sister. And Laban, Rebecca, all of them liars. Straight liars. They're manipulators, tricksters, and liars. That's why after Jacob tricked Esau, he went to Laban land and got tricked himself, right? By his uncle. That's just disgusting to me. That makes me want to vomit. Because no matter what, even in my family, as crazy as they are, they do try to do the right thing. My uncles, my aunts, they try to come together, they do the right thing. They try to. My mother, as crazy as she is, she actually acts by an honor system, but it's her own honor system, so it's crazy. Because for Jamie, coming in, I learned her honor system because I grew up with her. Tasha's family did not grow up with her. So I guided myself and abided by her honor system. But when I left for college, had scholarships for college, and I left for college, I got into college and I was confused because nobody else had the code. I'm operating by her honor system, but nobody else has the code. And so I had to relearn, and I'm still relearning life. Who said, T.D. Jakes last week said, or Joyce Meyer, she said, what happens to you in your younger years is they say that's the hardest thing for you to relearn. Check yourself and relearn. But I'm saying it can be done with God. The things that you're taught, Jimmy Evans said it too, the things that you're taught when you're younger, those are the hardest things to change and check out and relearn a different system. Lois has honor. It's just honor that doesn't make any sense in the world. But if we all lived in Lois land, they are honorable. My family is an honorable family. They have honor. They're honorable people. I've seen dishonorable, unhonorable since I left there. Yeah, they have honor. They're decent people. I can relate to why I come from them. They're not putrid. But it's not right. Because God is not at the center. He's not at the helm of their honor. So their honor makes no sense. Your honor is not honor because you do not honor God. Your code has no code because you have no code with God. But Laban, I can't say they had code with God. I will say, my guess is no. Because Abraham left his family. We were going back to the well. I just keep going deeper. Abraham left his family, and God said, get away from your family and your countrymen. They were worshiping the sun and the moon. Sun, and the moon. When I say that, they were sun, and the moon worshipers. So I would have embarrassed them in the streets. I would have took their street cred just for worshiping sun, and the moon. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. I would have took Abraham's street cred, Terah street cred, Nahor, all of them. Lot. A whole lot of stupid. I would have took it all. That's what God told me, get away from them. Then Abraham comes up. He has Isaac who comes up, right? But Abraham puts the servant's hand, this is why I'm going into this. Abraham puts the servant's hand up underneath his thigh and says, go to this land where my family is. Get somebody from my family and get a wife for Isaac. If they worship the sun and the moon, they ain't got no honor code. What do you think's gonna happen? He got a liar. God said, get away from your family, countrymen. He gets away from them and brings the family back for Isaac. Check the word out. Let's say it. Everybody reads the stories, but they don't make 2 and 2 equal 4. A little common sense will do you well. Okay? He said, put your hand on your thigh. Promise me that your check. Make sure it's my family. God told you get away from your family. It'll be like me. I came here. God told me get away from my family. Get out of that house, get away from my family, and come here. I had a knife in my back. Get out of my house, get away from those people, and come here. My family, come here. I love my family. They have great honor. Am I going to go, at night God has sent me here, am I going to go have a kid and then send my servant to go find a husband, my daughter, to bring back to here, but make sure you go somewhere in North New Jersey and get someone from my family? No, because God told me to get away from my family. Obviously, they're crazy. And even they ain't crazy, he don't want me around them. I don't care what's wrong with them. They could be all right with me. Doesn't matter. They ain't right with God. Jesus, why you want me to send him? He never prayed and asked God. He said, go here and find Isaac a wife. He never prayed. Abraham never prayed and asked God. That's why I say Abraham was a friend of God, but Abraham was not God's friend. Oh God. Hope I don't get punched in the face when I get to heaven. Sorry, I know these fighting words. Abraham was not always God's friend. At the terebinth trees, God said, I'll be back here the same time next year. Do you know what Jesus did? He showed up for the meeting. Are you showing up to pray with God? Did you tell God you was going to pray every day at a certain time? Jesus is showing up each time, but you ain't there. Jesus showed up for the meeting at the terebinth trees. You know where Abraham was? In the house chilling with Isaac. Because he had waited 25 years for a son. He wanted a son. So once Jesus said, I will be here next year, this time next year, Sarah gonna be pregnant. Abraham was at home holding his wife's stomach to check for the kids. She said, you gonna be at the tree and you at home? No wonder God got up sometimes and was like, Abraham, go burn your son. But you got the gift and you didn't want the gift given no more. Now travel down some sides, a couple of lines. We're talking about Jacob and his 12 kids traveling back, and Jacob is wrestling a man. He don't know why. He's got to build a well. He's got a hollow in his thigh. We mimicking Jesus' hollow in his thigh. We tying the two together because of the fact that Abraham couldn't meet Jesus when he's supposed to. Let's be honest. We call Abraham Jesus' friend, and it says God talked to Abraham like he was his friend. Yeah, and I'm just like Abraham because God talked to me too. And you're just like Abraham because God talked to you too. The problem is you give Abraham more credit than you should. We talked about this before. Abraham's the father of faith. He's not my father. He's the father of faith. He fathered the concept of faith. God said he fathered it. Okay, he fathered it. He did. He won a faith award. Yay! He was also dancing outside MacPella. He did the dance. For me, that's how I see it. Abraham was not perfect. Abraham was also all up in Egypt lying all day long. I was asked, Jamie, do you mean to tell me that Abraham, who fathered faith, who did this, he actually did not walk by faith? Yes, that's what I'm saying. I said, I don't know what you're saying, but you said faith and trust. And trust, he did sleeping with Hagar and having a baby with Hagar. Not meeting Jesus back at the tree when he said he was going to give her a baby. I don't know, that don't sound like trust to me. Lying to the guy in Egypt, that don't sound like trust. That's like sometimes trusting. That's like sometimes obedience. And as we found out back then, sometimes always got them dead. They always got them nothing. They always got them nothing at all. And that's the point. But God, but Jesus. Abraham may have fathered faith, but Jesus is the point behind faith. I don't got faith in Abraham. I don't put my faith in Abraham because Abraham's not faithful to me. I don't worship Abraham Jireh. He's not my provider. I worship Abraham Nisi. Abraham Shalom. No, I don't know. You do that. I don't do that.